another movie that we talked about earlier when we talked about our fall preview, and you were like, I got to go see this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this movie. Is The Long Walk,
Yeah.
written by Stephen King. He wrote the book as Richard Bachman. So tell us a bit about it.
It's in a alternate America, an alternate history where we've lost a war somewhere. And that loss has depressed America to the point of not only a nationwide just sort of a feeling of maudlin, of a feeling of like the depression, but economically. So it seems like everybody has been hit. So the country's in this depression. The government decides that they need to figure out exactly how to keep the masses sort of appeased and entertained at the same time. And in this way, they come up with The Long Walk, a perverted anti-race where basically a group of kids who would have, a group of young boys who would have normally been drafted into the war are now set to basically walk and I forget the exact distance, but it's a very long distance, and over that period of time, the contestants will begin to drop out because of the intensity of this walk. Now, you can't walk under a certain speed, and you can't walk off the path. You'll be given notice, like 2 or 3 notices, and then immediately shot in the head. In which case, yes, each elimination is done up close and personal.
So they're not shying away from the brutality of it.
Absolutely not. And frankly, the technicalities of doing a race like that, which means not being able to go to the bathroom. So there are some extreme scenes with them dealing with that.
Wow. Okay.
And so along the way, you would think that a race like that means that the boys would be against each other, that there would be some sort of antagonistic situation.
Competition.
Right. In this case, they go in sort of the opposite direction. And that's where the Stephen King really comes out, I feel, because he becomes a sort of stand by me, at the end of the world sort of thing, where there are a group of boys who kind of form an alliance together, and that camaraderie keeps their energy and just the whole thing, it keeps them going in a race that the nation is watching and is curious to see who is going to win the race. At the end of the race, whoever the winner is, that individual, and it has to be one, that one individual is then given carte blanche. They are whatever your wildest wish is, it will be granted immediately. And so there are the boys. They're there, each one with a totally different reason for being there, and it is as brutal as it seems, and yet, because of the way that these boys try to hold themselves together and try to keep each other together, there is this surprisingly uplifting feeling that you'll come out of the movie with.
And Mark Hamill is he's like a big bad in it, or like he's running the race, right? He's the guy who's like
he's the guy in he's sort of the guy in charge. There's no clear.
We don't get to see the people above him.
You don't see anybody there's no sort of officials above the major, who is played by Mark Hamill, who plays it as I like to put it, as the mascot of fascism. This guy, he is just and the more toxic you are even toward him, the more he appreciates it. Even, that's it, man, give me everything you got, kind of stuff. He is just an awful individual, and because it's Mark Hamill, you don't throw away the character like I don't want to. There's something about him doing this character that is just.
He's a terrific actor.
He really is.
And we got Cooper Hoffman is in it as well.
Yes.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Yes.
Stephen King is really great at writing ensembles,
Yes.
like the group dynamic and things like that, which is it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy to give all those people character development, to give them all the right amount of screen time. But he's also he's done that in so many books.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I'm running out to go see this one, but it definitely sounds interesting. And I'm not sure how well. I don't think it did well at the box office so far, but
it's a shame. I think people will come back to it later because, and this is the beauty of it, the way that it's shot, it's very much a timeless sort of situation. Somebody wants to come back to this movie in 10 years. They're not going to see 2025. They're not going to see any time because it doesn't tell you what time it is. And the vehicles and even the camera, you'll look at all these different things and wonder, what time is this?
I love when movies do that because so many times you see a movie and go, oh, that's the 80s.
Yeah.
Or that's now or whatever.
No.
Like the minute I see somebody pull out an iPhone, it's like I know where I am.
Right. No, there's none of that. It's an interesting. That's why I say alternate history, in that it very much tries to combine timelines without actually pinpointing when it could be or couldn't be. I think later on it'll be much more appreciated down the road when the word gets out that this is a horrible situation. Horror movie, also questionable.
Yeah. Would you recommend it? Is a recommendation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But like I said, it's not a movie that you know what? I don't want to say it may not be it may be a once watched and you may not do. I wouldn't say that. I think it may develop a cult following later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down the road. Also, shout out to David Johnson, who was in Alien Romulus, was the last movie he was in. Anything he is in at this point, I'm looking for the next project with David Johnson, because he and when you see him in this, you'll see you would have walked with him too. He's a actor to look out for.
This is the BTRP Media Network.